Well, good morning and welcome back to another fishing adventure. As you can tell, the sun's not risen yet. It's an early morning, early session for me. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. Something I've not done and something that I regularly do not do at all. We're going to fish from the low point of the tide, all the way up and back down. So pretty much the whole tide. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move around from spot to spot, because if I'm not catching in a certain location, I'm going to just pack up and go and move to the next spot. And that's the joy and the benefits of living in a really small island. I can get in the car where I'm parked really close and drive to the next spot. Albeit some of these spots might not work, we might not even catch a fish today. But I wanted to give this a go, kind of like a little mini race, start to finish. I'm hoping when we get over to that rock there, it's going to come good. Just working this lure around the edges, covering as much ground. There's some sunken boulders and heads just out there. So I'm hoping that there's going to be something sitting on them, but I just cannot get to them just yet. For this session, I've only got one rod only. If I break it, we're done. I do have a spare reel. More than likely, getting a birdie before snapping the rod usually comes first, or losing line. So I've got another nasky in the car, but I've only got one rod. In my bag, I've just got a selection of lures. Nothing too much. A couple of boxes of soft plastics, hard lures, some extras, and a drink. So yeah, that's what we've got. Rod, reel, gear, drink, a couple of GoPro batteries, and then we'll go fishing. No fish so far, but it's just lovely to be out, ain't it? Beautiful, before the sun even comes up. But to be honest, I don't think we're going to see the sun this morning. It's very overcast. Great conditions though. Big distance on a metal. And in front of me there's a massive jungle of kelp. I know that from spearfishing. With a metal I'm just beating it. The wind at the moment is really strong. It's come from behind me, but later on this afternoon it's going to drop off completely, which is nice. So if we don't get anything in this area out of the wind, there will be loads of other places to fish. Oh, I just had a bite then. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Is that a fish? This might be our first fish of the morning. Or it could be weed. I really don't know what this is. This could be a pollock. Or it could be weed. Probably weed. Is it a fish or is it weed? Probably weed. What a great specimen of a weed rock. Taken deep. Well, first spot done. First spot blank. No fish at all. Very quiet. We fished soft plastics, hards, metals, nothing. Tried for wrasse, pollock and bass, but that's fishing. The moral of the story is though, don't get disheartened if you don't catch fish. You know, these things happen. I blank all the time. I probably blank more than I catch fish. Just because you see some videos of me catching fish, it doesn't mean I don't blank as well. You know, it doesn't always come together. So what I'm gonna do is I've packed up, all my stuff's in my bag, ready to go, had a drink, gonna get to the car and we'll move to the next place. Right, next place, short drive. I'm all over the place. My welly boots are coming to the end of their life, so I'm slipping all over the socks. Tide is on the way in now. Before I go to a place that I had in mind, I'm just gonna nip here, half an hour quickly, see if there's anything about over this particular reef. Who knows? Just gonna fish some soft plastics, just drill them. That is the plan. Well, second spot, this was a short one. I've peppered this area. I've had no bites at all. December fishing can be really tough at times, but also really rewarding. Tide is about midway through the push now, so I'm going to be able to probably fish in the next hour a place where there might be some fish. I'm not promising anything, but come along for the ride. Sea's quite rough, but I think when I push further around the coast, it's going to calm off a little bit. I'm going to be right out the wind, so fingers crossed we can get into some fish. Hit and hope, cast till you catch. I think it's more of a hit and hope today, but hopefully we can get a fish on the board. I'd be happy with one fish at the moment. 2 spots, 2 blanks. Wow, hard slog so far, not even one bite. Peppered everywhere around here. No fish on the low-lying reef at all. Yes, first fish of the day. Took a while. I was starting to think there was no fish about, but we've got one. What is it? Probably a bass. Yep, bass. Only small. Well, by all means, this isn't the biggest bass I've ever caught in my life. It's probably one of the smallest, but I've worked like an absolute dog this morning. I've gone from fishing a white zonk, YKR, and now I'm just using Savage Gear, tiniest bass ever, really small. But it's a welcome fish. I've been slogging away. I thought about leaving actually, but I just knew that turn of the tide might bring the fish on. So hopefully that's the first of many. Tiny fish. Tiny. But who cares? Fish is a fish. Let's go. Hopefully there's more to come. Now I've been scooting around multiple marks this morning and I've ended up on this small little rocky outcrop on one of our coastlines. It's been a tough morning. As I say, I've been moving around and I've not really found any fish. Not even pollock or wrasse bites, which is a little bit strange, especially when fishing in the margins on smaller soft plastics. But as soon as I say that, I'm into our second fish of the day. Nothing big, nothing massive, but it's a nice bend on the rod. A small skimmer of a bass. Small fish, very small, but you can't go wrong. He absolutely smashed that lure. Well, this morning's not really gone to plan. I plan to catch fish in every destination that we've been to. I've probably hit like 4 different marks, albeit probably not at the best time of the tide to be fishing them. But I just wanted to keep the ball rolling and rolling and rolling. Now we have picked up 2 fish, 1 small bass on this Savage Gear sand eel, and then an even smaller fish on a YKR. So what I've done is taken a little bit of time out, 2-3 hours actually. I'm just waiting for Ben, and what we're going to do is we're going to hook up and meet up at another mark. We're going to get the waders on, and we're going to follow the tide out to a low tide mark. Hopefully we can get into some more fish. That is the plan for the next few hours of the race. But as I say, it's been a tough one, but I hope you've enjoyed the ride. Fingers crossed we can get into some fish this afternoon. Let's go fishing. Pot that's probably been snapped off yet. Look at that. Someone's lost that. Nah, nothing in there. Looking around, we might see a lobster on this low tide point. There's some fantastic places around here. If I had my hook, that is a big edge that runs underneath there. Well, as you can probably see behind me, these are the kind of areas that we're targeting this afternoon. It's a bit of a slog, it's a bit of a walk. It's not something that I do quite a lot, but it's something that I kind of do when I've only got a couple of hours and I just need to walk across the beach from my house to these kind of areas. And as you can probably see behind me, we've just got loads of gutters, deep, because we're at the very end point of the tide. There's a lot of weed in these areas, lots of like bubbly vrack kind of stuff, where the bass kind of tend to sit and hide or just sit and chill when it gets to the lower points of the tide. Now, it's not always on. Nah, it's not always on at all. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. It's just being out here that's really nice though. Get that cold, crisp winter air. It's hard work, but you know, it's refreshing, it's rewarding, and it's just nice to be out in these kind of places. What's up? Alright, I'll be over in 5 minutes, alright? Yeah, I can see you, I'll be 5 minutes, alright? Oh, I just had a hit. Oh mate, I'm getting hits constant. Oh. No, be fair. This is the main gutter flowing out now, so what am I using? Green YKR. Oh! I just had a take, I wasn't even looking. Oh, fuck. Is that a fish? I got a... Just had a bite right... I had a bite right there. Well, just a bite, I felt it go, duh. And again. I keep getting bites, man, I don't know what's going on. Have I got a hook? I've got a hook. Unless they're really small. Did you just cast your thing over there? Fish just, there's fish over there, there's fish just here. Ben, that's a good fish. What? Soft plastic? Are you sure that's a small fish? That's a good fish. Huh? What?
A massive grass.
Oh, nice, mate. Come close to me a bit. Yeah, lovely.
Nice colours.
Great colours. Little inspection of Ben's lure because I've caught nothing and he's caught 2 fish. Nice bass as well. Nice fish, mate. Buzzing. I might actually put a wrasse lure on. You know, I can't catch bass, so I'll put a wrasse lure on, I'll catch a bass. Always happens. Benny man, you catch the fish today and I just will. Welcome to the Ben Show. Bass this time. Nice fish, mate. Second bass of the day.
Second bass, yeah.
Only a smallie, but
yeah.
Can't go wrong. Well done, Shag.
Cheers.
At least you're catching fish. Did you just kiss that fish?
No.
Yeah, you did. There's loads of wrasse here. Getting loads of bites. Oh. Oh, there's a big wrasse right there. I can feel it. Yup. Oh. Probably the same fish that Ben caught before. Huh? Yay! Today hasn't been the best of days for fishing, but we grinded on and we caught some fish here and there. Well, Ben caught most of the fish. Started the morning early, fishing the tide on the rise, let it drop a little bit and then went back out again. And this really does show the wide diversity of spots that Jersey has to offer on any given day, on any given tide. Rocks, beach, weed beds, run, and as I said, the fishing wasn't the best, but we had fun, we got a bend on the rod, we blanked in some places, but we pulled up our socks, moved to the next place, and got into some other fish. Now, if you are planning to go fishing soon in the winter, don't give up. There is still some great fishing to be had. Even though I caught minimal fish today, it doesn't mean you can't go out and catch a load yourself.